Hey guys, you're tuned to Slice Podcast. So this is actually our first episode with visuals, believe it or not. But so to start off with introducing yourselves, you got the guy, Toby the guy senpai, and you've also got
Mo.
Who's tough? Find out on the pod, aka the champion.
And it's your boy Tom. And today we're going to be talking about our first impressions of uni, our expectations versus the reality that we actually experienced. But just since it's our first episode on visuals, would we like to introduce ourselves formally and like where we're from and whatnot?
Okay, so I'm Mo. I'm 20 years old and I'm from London.
I'm Toby. I'm 20 years old and I am from Bolton.
I'm Taff, 20 years old from Manchester.
I'm Tom. I'm 20 years old and I'm from Dublin, but I live in Oldham. Alright, so what would you guys say your expectation was coming to uni?
I would say my expectations before uni were kind of set like by a lot of talk that people had in college. So first thing I heard before uni was, okay, A-levels are hard, but uni's not going to be as hard, trust me. Like, there's nothing going to be as hard as A-levels. So I was convinced, like, okay, A-levels aren't that bad, and if uni's going to be easier, bless. That's just parties, man. Like, sign me up. I was scammed, man.
Parties for uni.
I thought parties. I was like, a bit of work here and there, but not as stressful as A-levels. Like, I can do that.
Niggas don't care about their education, fam. Talking about parties. Just parties and vibes. No degree, no nothing.
It's true. You get a degree with a bit of work, just a bit, like 3 years extra of education, but not as hard. And I'm like, hey, that sounds calm to me, but nah, they lied, man. If only I knew. Hey, if I could talk to my past self now, I'm like, these guys are lying to you, man. Lying to their teeth. But yeah, that's that for me.
What about you?
I mean, personally, I didn't really have any major expectations of uni. I mean, I had an older sister that went to uni just a year before me, so she told me, like, give me the little rundown of essentially what it's like. But she also propagated the same lie that uni's a lot easier than A-levels and IB, which is what she did. But yeah, I can agree with Toby. It's straight cap.
You don't think that's because of the courses we do, though?
She does medicine.
Oh shit!
She lied to you.
Yeah.
Your own
She's lying.
Your own family.
Why
Unprovoked.
is uni considered harder though? Why is uni considered easier? Because to me, A-levels, you'd get what in your second year of A-levels, you get 3 A-levels, right? So that's 3 exams, unless you're doing something that involves more coursework. But let's just go at the exam thing. Like, all you're doing is exams in A-levels and you're revising for the exams. That's it. University, you have exams, group projects, coursework, presentations. Like, there's so much more to do in university than just a couple papers. You get me?
Mm-hmm.
Like essays and shit like that. It's mad. Like, but going to my expectations of university, just Zoe 101 and Victorious, fam. I just expected, like, that. I expected, the freedom and stuff to come with it, but I wanted more. But like that more was just the fantasy of university. You get me? Like the reality of it was just fucking going to lectures last minute. But that was because the comments say that. But yeah, going to lectures last minute, sitting in a lecture, only to like not understand what this guy is saying, and then come back to my accommodation and be like, "Alright, what was this nigga saying?" And then I start writing shit down and then take my notes there. And then the party aspect of it, we didn't really have too many parties where we stayed. But what I will say about Newcastle is that it's live. Like the night scene's really live.
Yeah. By the way, Taff, just to bring up Zoe 101 and Victorious, those shows about high school.
Yeah, I was going to mention.
Not even university. Yeah.
No, but like Zoe 101, they studied. It
was boarding school.
Boarding school.
It was boarding school.
So
yeah.
I assumed uni would be the same. Because basically, this was my mentality. I hoped for it in high school, didn't get it. No lockers. So I was like, alright, cool. Maybe we'll get some shit in college cracking. Nothing. So I was like, listen, uni is a different city. Surely didn't happen.
Is it just the lockers you're looking for?
No.
That's like third time's the charm. So the lockers.
Wait, so what was it about Zoe 101 that you wanted but didn't get?
It was like the freedom to go where you want to go without people asking you questions about, oh, what time will you be back? Bedtime. Oh, why are you playing video games? Just no supervision.
Wait, didn't you get that at uni?
Yeah.
I did, but it wasn't as exciting as you imagine it to be. So it's like, oh, okay, this is cool.
No, I think for that aspect, you don't realize how valuable it is until you go back and visit home.
Yeah.
And realize you can now start operating on someone else's time and not your own again. So in my opinion, it is that part of that uni was definitely what's called it definitely lived up to the hype. Because when I go back home and I'm at home, even though like I'm not under strict like bedtime, you have to do this and that.
Yeah.
It's different when you live by someone else's rules.
True.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But to go back to it, you guys weren't really expecting anything from education. What did you not think the degree was exactly?
Nah, the thing is,
I'm still figuring out.
Still confused as fuck.
Yeah.
But I don't know. At the time, I just thought it'd be like, yeah, I have to work, but it's gonna be a vibe. I didn't think I'd have to spend pretty much majority of my waking hours when I thought I would be partying, studying, which is what we actually have to do in reality. Because we spend majority of our time studying. We should spend majority of our time studying. I can't speak for everyone.
Okay, thanks, Tom.
But I wasn't talking about you, bro. But cool. Anyway, I'm not sure if that's guilty conscience or what, but yeah, that's what I do. That's what I didn't expect because the workload is mad in uni still. It's absolutely mad.
Yeah, but like you said, Tom, just to quickly finish up, since all the courses we do are demanding, you know, like 3 of us are engineering, Taf's doing biomed, like compared to other university students that might be doing less stressful courses. I'm not going to name any because I don't know what those courses are, but I think that would allow for the university experience that we were thinking of more, like more partying, less like exams or coursework to be stressing about. But yeah,
I'm genuinely curious to see like who has the chest to like say their course is easy. Because I don't think I'll meet that person.
It sounds like you're calling them out.
Yeah, I am calling them out. Like, if you want to come on the pod and just say, yeah, my course is just vibes, I just show up and get the degree in it and I dip like, I just wanna know.
But the thing is, I don't think they'll know it's easy because they haven't done like one of our courses. You know what I mean?
No, I just mean like someone who say their course is easy. Like my course is easy. I just picked an easy course.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think even people, let's say there is a course that's easy, people on there won't actually clock it's easy because they haven't really done a course like. Oh, they haven't like seen what the course is like from other people's perspective.
No, but I think you can get a general gist. I mean, some people have contact hours of like 30 plus from first year onwards. Some people have like 10 hours or under that.
I have a crazy amount, fam. I'm in lectures like 4 days a week. It's mad.
This nigga's lying through his teeth.
What do you mean? You did not go to lectures?
No.
What do you mean?
I believe that you have like high contact hours, but you don't attend.
Oh, okay. All right. First of all, we're gonna shut that propaganda down. I do attend all my lectures, and I love my university. Anyway.
Hey.
But yeah, moving on. Like, what was your expectations of the city? Oh no, your first impression. Sorry, when you got here.
When I say it was live, still I'm not gonna lie. People were a lot nicer than I expected, and it was a lot. I don't know what I was expecting in terms of ethnic demographics. To be fair, I'm not sure what I was expecting because like I haven't really.
Just say you're expecting white people.
No.
Talking about ethnic demographics and shit. Just say white people. You might as well have just said I was expecting a lack of BAME. Like, I don't know where you're going.
It's just that I don't think I was used to living amongst that many white people and not as much black people, if you get what I mean. Like it's something that I had to get used to again, kind of. If you know what I mean. Because there's certain things that happen that quite often here that wouldn't really happen back home.
Like what?
Just certain encounters. The way I speak as well. It's very different here because if I'm talking to, because we live in residential areas now. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So we're not going to speak, and let's say our slang is kind of our regular vocabulary is in our regular vocabulary. Mm-hmm. So you kind of have to alter that slightly when you're talking to like locals here that might not understand us when we're talking quite fast and they won't understand what's called.
Bro, Newcastle people talk quick, fam. I don't know.
Because
if you meet a Geordie, like they talk quick.
So they have their own Geordie slang.
They don't waste time.
You know, there's lots of translation.
Yeah.
They're trying to let you know what's going on now.
Plus, what's it called? Since a lot of people here aren't, there's let me not say a lot. I say a decent amount of Caucasian people here aren't used to the large presence of the black community.
Bro, who are you speaking for right now?
Honestly, I don't know.
I'm saying quite a few. A lot of people I've encountered here.
This is what happens when niggas get to Tauruses and they don't want to be caught.
Oh my god.
How do I say there's a lot of white people and not enough black people without being called a racist?
Bingo, we got it.
We got it.
Anyway, guys,
There's a large demographic of non-ethnic groups.
Anyway, guys, what was your first impressions?
Yeah.
So my first impressions, what I was expecting out of the city, like I just chose Newcastle on the fly in it as a city to come to. And when I told my uncle, he was like, Newcastle, there's spare racists in Newcastle. Like he was talking, the racism he was talking about was that raw racism, like man was just spitting in your face type racism in Newcastle.
Jesus.
So I was sort of scared. I was like, oh, I fucked it, fam. I'm going to get to Newcastle and these lot are just going to kick me out like no jazz. They're just going to toss me out the city or throw me into the water, fam. And that'll be the end of me.
Jeez.
But so because I had that mentality of, oh, there's racism, like it's kind of peak here. When I got to Newcastle, I'd say for about the first couple of weeks, I was expecting that racism. I was just like, you know, when you're like expecting like something, you're sort of on edge, like you're not too relaxed and like you're sort of seeing what's going to happen to you. It didn't happen. Like the people in Newcastle weren't racist. I haven't experienced racism in Newcastle, not even once. Except from that one time we were walking back and like some guy was driving in his car and yelled out Wagwan.
You haven't experienced racism in Newcastle.
Manor Bank.
Manor Bank, we got eggs.
Oh yeah! I
Niggas
honestly forgot about the eggs. Listen, eggs is a story for another day. But
we didn't like your uncle wasn't too far off. We didn't get spit. We got eggs.
Fair enough.
Jesus.
We got eggs. We'll go into that in a different day. But that's
Yeah.
But aside from that, my daily encounters. When you take away that, the daily encounters were quite pleasant. I can't lie to you. You know, the people here were friendly. The Uber drivers are very talkative in a good way. And yeah, man. But what I'll say about the city itself and how it's built, I like it. I like Newcastle has very good buildings. I like the bridges. It's just nice.
It's very clean as well.
Yeah, that's true. I would say that. Yeah.
I'm not realised when you go town, it's a lot cleaner than what we used to.
Yeah, that's fair. Manchester's dirty, definitely.
Some shade.
He has no shame, man.
No, if it sounded aggressive, so be it. But yeah.
Fair enough. At least you're honest. But yeah, my first impressions on Newcastle. So I'm not sure if I'm the only person here, but my mind was always set on Newcastle University. I think a big factor in that was the fact that I've been to a few open days. I went to Leeds Uni. I went to Newcastle. I'm pretty sure that's about it, actually. But I went to Newcastle, and I was like, I remember it was just like snowing that day as well. So I was walking through Newcastle, and I was like, the atmosphere is nice. I got a good vibe from the people as well. Like, it was weird because it's like the first time I experienced it, but I genuinely like felt like, I don't know what hit me, but it just felt like, okay, this city is it. Like, as soon as I started like walking through, then I went to my uni open day. It was like a course specific open day. So I went there. The staff were friendly. I liked the little look of Newcastle University too. Like, they gave us a quick tour. So yeah, then I had a bit of time before I had to go back home. So I just explored Newcastle a little bit more. And then I just really liked the vibes like that Newcastle gave off.
Did you stay overnight?
No, I didn't stay overnight. It was all on the same day. It was crazy. Like, got a coach. Did I get a coach? No, I got a train from Bolton upwards. So it took like 3 hours there, 3 hours back. Had a bit of time to spare in the day. So yeah, like, it was just crazy good. And then I came back up as well to sort my accommodation too. Explored a little bit more in Newcastle, and I don't know, just the energy that when a city gives you energy, like, it gives off the vibe where it's like, okay, this is where I want to be.
Do you believe?
That's what I got.
Do you believe in like that energy and frequency stuff? I might lose you lot here, but like some people believe that there's different energies in different places. So like some person will be like, my energy is more suited for Hawaii. Like, I really like the vibes in Hawaii, like the vibrations in Hawaii. So like when you're saying you came to Newcastle,
It
It sounds like some string theory.
What do you mean? Like the way everyone's looking at you like big man.
What do you mean?
I think I speak for everyone. No one's on that energy nonsense.
Okay.
Wait, nonsense.
Nonsense. I wouldn't say it's nonsense.
Yeah.
I mean,
I said
Those are
what I
people's opinions.
Yeah,
Come on,
respect.
respect them.
yeah. So as I was saying, the energy.
Oh no, I'm just saying.
but we're
in terms
not.
of what you're saying, I don't think it's as much energies. It's just that some places it's a lot sunnier, it's nicer, depending on how the locals are, and if that better suits your personality, then so be it.
Oh, fair
Yeah,
enough.
I don't know about frequency, but I do get vibes that you get from a city, whether they like mesh and blend with yours. Like you'll fit right in. But I don't think Newcastle's a hard place to fit into, to be honest.
Yeah,
I think a lot of people could acclimatise to.
You know, it can
the way
be.
it is.
It can be like as Tom was alluding to, the lack of diversity in Newcastle can be a problem.
Oh, does that? It doesn't bother me personally, but
It's
Yeah.
it's just that it hasn't really. Only a couple. There's only been a few occasions where it's actually bothered me directly. A lot of things are just kind of like microaggression type things
I mean,
that most people wouldn't really take notice of. If you get what I mean.
oh, fair enough. At the end of the day, this is England. A lot of the people are white, so I mean, you just get used to it.
That's
yeah.
fair.
Something. But what about your impressions, Mo?
I mean, I looked at Newcastle Uni from Newcastle City, sorry, from like just online stuff. So I didn't go to any open days or anything like that, and it looked nice. Like the uni design itself was just like red bricks, and that was the whole thing to do with Newcastle. We got a lot of red brick buildings, and then just looking about on like Google Maps and like Newcastle City Centre, it looked like nice, quaint, not too busy. Like I don't like a too crazy place to live, even though I come from London. Just don't like the amount of people. And Newcastle's, it has enough so that it's not boring, but not too much. That's just like crazy every single time you go there.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I really liked it. And the first time I came in, we came over Tyneside Bridge.
Yeah.
Tyne Bridge.
Yeah.
And it was really sunny. It was like September 2018. It was crazy. It was really nice. Sun was shining, clouds in the sky. You know, the seagulls doing their little thing.
Oh, man.
Seagulls.
Hey, there's seagulls around the river, I think.
Yeah. He's right.
Yeah, it was really nice. Like I think everywhere I went that day, like from my kids picking up some stuff, just like everybody had that. Obviously, it's a lot of uni students coming in around that same time. Everybody was just really excited, and the people are just jolly. They're just nice. They're just genuinely that nice. So
I honestly think it's the weather because Manchester's too gloomy for people to be smiling at. Sorry. It's
Great
too
analysis.
gloomy.
Hey,
The doom and gloom in Manchester.
You're making Manchester people out to be quite
Bro, it's just
I
dead.
think
The
me and you
weather's
have very different
shit.
you've had very different experiences of Manchester people to have.
Mm.
Because like to be fair, I expect the behaviour you're alluding to is the type of shit you expect from Londoners. But in Manchester it's different.
Fair enough. You
Like
could
it-
have had a different experience.
hey,
In my opinion, from what my experience, like Manchester type of place you can just talk to a random person on the bus. And
What,
it is
Manchester?
it is. Yeah.
Fuck that, fam.
I don't do that anywhere personally, but
Maybe one thing is the fact that everything's walking distance here. Maybe that's why they're happy.
That's
Yeah.
true.
ooh, that's a
Yeah.
big one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just crazy. I remember just walking from A to B to C, like just like that instantly, man. Don't have to worry about getting transport or metro anywhere. So yeah, but yeah, how was finding like accommodation or somewhere to stay in Newcastle for you? Because I know a lot of you picked it last minute to come to Newcastle. So how was that process like?
Worst decision ever.
Oh,
We really we picked one for our first year accommodation.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was me, Toby, and Taf all lived in the same accommodation the first year with a couple other friends, not in the same flat. And let's say I think we can say our experience there was less than satisfactory.
you speak for yourself, Tom.
You actually enjoyed it.
I love that. It was memories. It was memories.
What were you about to say?
You definitely enjoyed it, but you couldn't do it.
I liked it enough. I think that's
Yeah.
It wasn't terrible, but I'd say less than satisfactory is a decent way to put it. Like, how did you guys find it?
Fam, it was a shithole, fam. You know when Donald Trump was describing shithole countries?
No.
This was a shithole accommodation, fam.
Wow.
I'm sorry. Like Manor Bank or Manor Bando was just dead. It was there were some good parts, but overall, my comm, I wasn't happy there because I didn't like my flatmates, and that's what killed it for me.
Oh no.
Yeah,
Mo,
that's a
I
big
swear
part.
to God, house flatmates, you could smell this flat before you entered it.
Fucking
It was peak first flat. Because the thing is, it got to a point Taff actually kept his own bin in his room because these men were dirty.
It was filth, fam. Do you know what's mad about the filth, right? Here's how Manor Bank was set up. So it's a student accommodation, meaning that every 2 weeks a cleaner
2
comes.
weeks.
yeah.
That was cool. Like every 2 weeks a cleaner comes and they clean your communal areas. So that's your sitting room and your kitchen, right? Yeah. It was so bad that the cleaner would come in, walk in, write on a note, I'm not cleaning this shit. You lot need to clean this or you're getting fined. And he would just leave. That's how mad it was.
Yeah, with a Manor Bank, if you didn't like clean up to a certain, if your flat wasn't clean up to like a certain standard, they fine you.
Bro,
At least you had cleaners. We didn't have cleaners in my com.
what com did you say?
I say that Portland Green. So that was just about 10 minutes from you, man. And I think I had the same problem with like dirty like roommates, but like what are you gonna do? Like
I remember when you were complaining about your filthy flatmates, yeah. I'm sorry. But you were like, you came in drunk, yeah, we sat you down, and then you were like, nah man, I'm tired of these flatmates, yeah. What does the Lord say? The Lord does not like those who are unclean.
Brought religion into it.
Yeah.
hey, there's boundaries, and these guys didn't respect shit, fam. Like, imagine vomiting and leaving your vomit in a bag for a couple days, like just on the counter, by the way, as well.
What, to marinate?
To marinate, yeah.
Decompose,
And this
bro.
guy didn't. He left the city
With his vomit just
with his vomit just in the bag. So when we reached out to this guy, he was like, "Oh, sorry guys, I had to head to a funeral," and I was like, "Oh." So I'm supposed to have sympathy. No, I didn't. I promise you, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. He should have left that. He should have taken that vomit with him.
You should have taken.
That vomit with him. That's poor form. And then let me not even get onto the girl that left guinea pigs in the kitchen.
Oh,
Wait,
I
what?
remember when
Yeah.
you were drunk as well. You were like, I'm gonna dash these guinea pigs. I'm tired.
Wait, were they caged at least?
They were in a cage,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
But either way, I'm pretty sure we weren't supposed to have pets inside any of our rooms.
Yeah, you're not.
But if you're gonna have pets, keep them in your room. Why are you gonna bring it into a communal area?
Did you not tell her that though?
I did. Everybody told her that.
So what did she say?
She said, "But my boyfriend doesn't like it."
Fuck off.
So your boyfriend doesn't
Wait,
like
does-
guinea pigs. He wasn't even there all the time, as far as I'm concerned. But in the end, she just got too lazy. Because there's guinea pigs there; they're nocturnal animals, so they'll be making noise more at night. So maybe it was
Did you hear them
disruptive
in
to
your
her
room?
sleep. I can hear them from my room, but going into the kitchen at night, it was just weird because I'm from London and I've seen like rats and mice sometimes and that. So when I go to a kitchen, especially with the state our kitchen was left in most of the time, I was wary of like mice and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So the first time before I knew that she even had guinea pigs, I was hella put off. And then I traced the noise back to behind the couch where she kept the fucking cage. Nasty
hid it as
human
well.
being. Let me not even. No. It's been a while. I've let go of all the hate.
That's tough for you guys. I actually enjoyed my first year accommodation experience, but I'll acknowledge a big part to play is your housemate, is your flatmate. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
100.
if you had dead flatmates, then I just got lucky. I'm not gonna lie, I just got lucky with mine. I can't lie.
Yeah.
But yeah, with that, I'm grateful for them. They know who they are, and that's that.
Nah, that's to jump off what Toby's saying about flatmates. Yeah, flatmates. Honestly, like if you don't fuck with your flatmates, you're so done in your accommodation because I'm lucky that me, Tom, and Toby all sit in the same accommodation. So I never spoke to my flatmates like that. Only when it was important, I would speak to them, but we never really conversated or gelled about anything, right? So my whole experience in first year accommodation wise was just me like bouncing from your rooms your flats, you get me, and doing all that stuff because the flatmates just pissed me off, fam. I remember one time I was so annoyed at what this nigga did. Basically I had milk, right? And bro,
Okay.
and this was the bad part, right? I had milk and I was suspecting that someone was using the milk, and I was like,
Yeah.
let me be sure. And I draw the line on the milk, you know, that little black marker pen.
Oh,
I
you
draw
actually
the line
put it
on the
there?
milk. Yeah,
Wow.
just to measure it and be like, I pour out my cornflakes, put the line there. I wake up the next morning, the line's lowered. Bro, I asked everyone, these niggas are dickheads. Fam.
Wait, did they lie?
All of them lied. Because the milk didn't drink itself, did it, bro? Of course they lied. No one has the balls to say, I drank your milk, I'm sorry. Or like, let me buy you another one. That's when I knew that flat was finished. And you can't even do anything, fam. At most, you can just passively break niggas' plates and say, I don't know what happened. Not saying that I did that. Not saying that I did that. Not saying I did that.
Oh my God.
Hey.
But if a plate did break, it was karma and coincidence, you know?
Yeah, the energy of the vibrations.
I mean,
of
I don't
the
even
sea.
know, like, is it that bad that they didn't own up to it?
It is, because you're stealing milk, fam.
Yeah,
I'm
you are
sorry.
stealing milk, yeah. But there was this time, my sister, obviously, she went to uni before me. And she told me of this time where, this is her first year as well, where she had a whole box of pizza. And then she left it. She came back to it. Everything was gone. And these guys had actually written sorry on the front of the box. Would you...
Everyone's getting it, fam. Everyone's getting it. What do you mean, sorry?
They're getting banged.
Yeah, I was
Did they give
confused.
money for like,
No, they didn't. They didn't buy another one.
But those were her flatmates.
Those were her flatmates, yeah.
And he said sorry.
They said sorry.
I bet you there was a smiley face on that sorry too.
I'm not sure. I don't remember.
Listen, what do you mean sorry? That's when you have to smash up plates. I'm sorry.
I'm not gonna lie, everyone's plates getting smashed up then.
You just say you smash up the plates and then put a little sorry on there.
No, there's nothing you can do about
You know
that,
what?
man.
I'd actually take whatever liquid they have in their fridge. I'll put all the plates outside the doors and pour liquid all over.
You know, but that, like, you have to acknowledge that and deep that you're living with these people for the rest of the year.
I don't care.
You can move. Like if your conditions are extreme enough to where you guys beef and you don't like each other, they can sort some shit out for you.
Yeah, but what if they can't?
Because never mind that. Even you're living with them the rest of the year. These men don't respect you. First of all, they're never gonna respect you if you just let it go. They're just gonna go and think they can eat your pizza and it's gonna be calm.
And here's what you do, fam. Listen, if you don't want to fight a bunch of flatmates, here's what you do. You're gonna have to frame these niggas. I'm gonna tell you to you straight, fam.
Frame them for what?
Oh my God. Did someone in your flat get arrested?
Oh,
Oh, tough. It's looking bad for you now.
tell me, I don't know who said that. It's true, but the context right now is bad.
I said the police walked the whole building up. They rolled up 2 police cars outside the fucking building.
Wait, just for Taft's roommate?
Yeah, they just for that guy.
And I think
Bro.
it's the sirens were on, so everyone heard. So everyone's looking outside the window.
Yeah.
So I popped out. I was like, they went to the 12th floor where Taff lived. So I called Taff. He was like, bro, it's my roommate. They're coming for him.
Do you know what's mad about that, yeah? I was pissed off. Like, I was like, who the fuck's knocking at my door? If it's one of these niggas, I hate these niggas already. I don't want to look at these niggas' faces.
Imagine Taft being like, what?
Yeah.
I was like,
No. You know, I was like, what? I opened the door with energy. Bro, deflation, fam. You start using the inside voice when you see the constables. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry, officer. Like, what's going on? And they're like, oh, do you know so-and-so? And the thing is, I don't know these niggas. So, like, when they're talking about the next door guy and mentioning his name, I genuinely don't know who he is or what he even looks like that. I'm pretty sure there's one flatmate I never even saw. You get me? That's how mad it was.
Always happened.
And so they're talking about, he's, what was it? It was GTA, like, so that's Grand Theft Auto. He stole a car and then he beat someone up. And, like, I go into the group chat now and I like, this is me talking to these niggas on a level, like, guys.
Like, I'm not trying to snitch, but...
Yeah. I know we don't speak that often, but we have a common goal here. Like, if we're living with a dangerous dude, let's sort that out, Let's see if we can get, sorted out. These guys were like, we don't know what's going on, da-da-da-da-da. And so a couple weeks go by, that guy hasn't come back. And then I hear my door close. I hear his door close. The guy who they were looking for was on my left at the time. Yeah. And so I'm like, I text him because, I don't know what time.
You texted him?
Yeah, I texted him. I don't know.
You're brave.
Well, yeah, just, hey, what's up, man? Police came here a couple weeks ago. They said you'd done such and such. Well, what's up with that? This nigga.
Wait, Taff. I'll tell you why Taff messaged him, fam. Because Taff isn't even a confrontational nigga like that. But he likes gossip. He loves gossip.
How's that gossip?
What do you mean? You never talk to this guy, but suddenly when he gets back, the first thing you want to be like is, oh yeah, so how you doing with the whole case?
No. One thing about Taff. Hold on. One thing about self-preservation. Taff, you know that brother that looks like he might show up at school? Taff will be like,
No.
You want a rubber? You want me to pencil?
No. It's not that, bro. It wasn't gossip. It wasn't any of that. They said this nigga done some serious shit. Okay.
So why are you talking to him?
Why the
what I
fuck
mean.
did you do some shit like
Why are you
that?
asking
So
him?
why'd
You
you
don't
ask-
know. You're not his friend.
It's for my safety, bro.
He's gonna tell you. He's
Self-preservation.
gonna tell you.
But yeah, in my head, that was my logic. I was like,
Yeah.
basically, if he did this shit, I would like to know so that I can, move correctly. I already don't speak to him, but now I need to definitely not speak to this guy. Oops.
So you're hoping to get a confession tape from someone who you don't.
Confession tape, don't know about all that. But so like he's like, yeah, it was minor. I stole my dad's car and we got into a little fight. And I was like, the police came here because you got into a little fight with your dad. Do you know how mad that has to be?
Yeah.
Like, that was mad. But the situation wasn't that extreme. But what were we even talking about before we started talking about these?
I actually
these
liked my
criminals?
flatmates. I actually enjoyed my
Nah, fuck
flatmates.
those niggas.
I
They were white, by the way. They were all white. Not that that's an issue. Oh, fuck it.
Oh, you're
That's
poor.
the-
You're poor. You're poor.
But just to clarify, when I'm saying niggas, they were white. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, okay. I
Okay,
get what you
okay,
mean. I get what you
Yeah.
mean. Yeah, that sounded very. Oh, that's gonna
Yeah.
be taken out of context.
No, but I actually like my flatmates. I had one flatmate called Sean. I think we're all.
Oh.
I
Oh,
think
yeah, Sean was there.
Yeah, me too.
Big up Sean, man.
Told me I'm quite familiar with him. Alcoholic. I'm not gonna lie. Sean didn't do a lot of things to piss me off. I actually like the guy. He's a standard guy. Except for one day, I think I came back from Christmas break, and I told these guys, like my parents already visited me at that point in uni, so they knew I made the place spick and span, hella clean. So because they knew what my parents were on. I came back. My dad, it's just my dad that drove me with my little sister, but they hadn't gone into the kitchen yet. So bringing all my stuff up, putting it in my room. Then I put my head into the kitchen. When I say I was fuming, first of all, there was like tape in a bag covering the smoke detector. This is all allegedly, by the way. I can't remember too well. Allegedly.
Fair enough.
There's what's it called? There's tape covering smoke detector. The place stinks of cigarettes. My pots, plates all over the place. Everyone, food just left out. Shit is disgusting. Windows, cigarettes, ash all over the windowsill.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, Sean was active that night.
Yeah.
I don't know what. I don't know how he didn't, because he couldn't go home because he's an international student. So yeah, it's one of them ones that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was just pissed off. That's the height thing got with my flatmates. Apart from that,
Yeah.
and things I still talk that one out as well.
Yeah.
But apart from that, everyone was clean, and I had like a really nice girl called Mel, because there was set nights that when I say I was hella sick, so she just cleaned up my plates and shit like that for me. So shout out to Mel.
Yeah,
That
did
was
you guys ate out with your flatmates, didn't it?
once in a while I went to like wait what's it called Weatherspoons and that. Sean, I think we went on a night with Sean. You can ask Lawrence about this. But I don't think my liver ever fully recovered. Because it was like I think it was like Asian party. Chinese party. My bad. But what's it called? My liver never fully recovered because them international students drink differently. So
That's what I would say. Like going back to flatmates, making or breaking an experience. Like you guys had the opportunity to actually hang out and be comfortable around people in your home, which is really important. Because there were times, like for me, it was just weird when someone else was in the kitchen. Like I wasn't used to that, and that's not even like sometimes you can take credit for maybe excluding yourself from them intentionally. So you can't really complain when it's like that. But sometimes you generally try to reach out to people, make conversation, and sometimes it doesn't click, and it's a shit experience because you're in, let's say you're sharing an environment with these people, fam. Yeah. And when one nigga commits a crime, you can't even rally with the other two to sort out whatever the fuck's going on that side because you can't speak to each other. So in a nutshell, communication with your flatmates is key, fam.
whether you even like each other or not, as long as you're able to communicate, it will save a lot of bickering.
Yeah. Like I think there's a major difference between maybe not really getting on and not really hanging out and not liking your flatmates. If you don't like your flatmates, it's peak.
Yeah. I think we've all pretty much touched upon the biggest losses of uni accommodation.
No, we haven't.
First year.
That's the worst part about it. We haven't. When it comes to my bank, that wasn't flatmates was not our biggest loss.
Fair enough.
Oh, what?
First of all, there was a fight night every, let's say every week or so. In front of our accommodation.
That street was nuts.
Because the way it was set up, there's like a street, there was a street like passing in front of our accommodation going uphill.
Yeah.
And there was always some nitties or drunks fighting outside, making bare noise. One time, this guy threw a bike at a car and he had to reverse back up the hill.
Wait, he did what? He threw a bike at a car. I didn't even register on the fuck.
I'm trying to imagine that, yeah.
He threw a bike at a car and then had to reverse.
No, sorry, the car had to reverse back up the hill.
Yeah.
Because the nitty was going off. Like when I say,
What, you wanted to run him over? Like, let me get this nigga.
no, that's the nitty threw the bike at the front of the car.
Oh, man.
So it was just that was just one of them. It was just a bit mad. There was always nonsense going off. Then we had the whole egg racism incident. I think all of us. We can't speak on that too much because of what happened.
Case is still open.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Because allegedly there was 20 plus.
Why do you keep saying allegedly like we did a crime? And even when you say allegedly, it doesn't make the shit less legal, Tom. Less illegal.
Yes.
I just say I can't confirm or deny the events of that night.
That's
All I'm
what
saying,
happens when you watch Suits, fam. You saw Harvey Specter. You can
weave your way around.
What I'm saying, I think
all
we
the
can't.
laws.
I don't think we can even pass over that story without actually explaining it. So I don't know. You guys want to explain what happened that night?
What, the egg story?
Yeah, the egg story.
Uh,
Because we mentioned it twice now.
shout out to it for another episode. Sure.
Yeah,
Nah,
we'll leave it for
No,
another
because we're talking
episode.
about accommodations. I think we should say something. Basically, 3 white students threw eggs at us whilst we were on our way out to go to a party.
It's a confession.
Unprovoked, unprecedented. It was extremely distasteful.
Yet you say it with a smile on your face.
I wasn't
This
smiling.
nigga's enjoying
The
it.
camera's picking you up.
I
as
wasn't
well, man.
smiling.
4K. 4K.
But yeah, that's when we got some white kids threw some eggs at us and shouted shit at us out of the racial nature.
And that's all we can say for now. Like I said, the case is still pending. Hopefully, we'll make bail. Well, and then when they come out, yeah, we can do something about that situation. But as far as the wins, losses, and lessons, man.
Yeah.
What about the actual com apart from flats?
Actual com,
Sorry.
I would say is a W. They had a lot of like social events hosted, like on the bottom floor. A lot of people linked up. It was good fun. That's where I met a couple friends randomly as well, just in and about Portland Green. Because there was a lot of like different buildings that were all part of Portland Green.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a mixture of Newcastle and Northumbria students, so that was pretty good. And you're going to end up mixing between Newcastle and Northumbria anyway. So it was just a good start at that. Other than that, I mean, it was just standard. It was a nice room, ensuite, hefty price, but I mean, you do what you do to get, the things you want. And I couldn't share a bathroom or anything with these kind of guys.
Nah.
The way they live in the kitchen.
Bro, that vomit guy would have thrown up in your bathroom and said sorry.
Yep.
If he even said sorry, the guy didn't even apologize. This guy was. Let me know. I don't want to talk about this guy anymore. Fam. You wake something innate within me, fam. It's disgusting. But you know who you are, Ben. Anyway.
Did you say Ben?
Yes, I did say Ben. I still remember his
It's
name.
always a Ben.
Shout
But
out-
yeah,
shout out Ben's, man.
I think what's most important is the biggest lessons that we took out of like first year of accommodation. And what I would say mine is understanding that when you're living in those kind of situations where you don't know who you're living with from the get-go, and it might be awkward, and it definitely does get awkward at times, just don't let it get to the point where you let yourself be disrespected. So I'm someone that prides myself on having a clean kitchen. So when I was walking into the kitchen day after day and seeing it dirty, I'd be the kind of guy that would be like, that's too much. I want to clean it up. And so I'd do that. But then it would just end up dirty again. These guys wouldn't take out the bins. Some other girl in the flat tried to get people onto it as well. And she even moved in with a friend. So she moved in with somebody that she knew because she wasn't even a fresher. And in the end, her friend wasn't even taking out the trash, but she was still going off on other people. So as long as you know where you like, I stopped cleaning. I was like, cool. I'm just gonna order in, and you guys can worry about the mess because I had my own bin. And so it just went to shit in the kitchen. But I only cleaned when I actually wanted to cook, and I left it other than that. So yeah, just respect yourself. Otherwise, people will just use you. But yeah.
Well said. Well said. Oh, me. Yeah, I'm a bit like Mo. Anyone who knows me knows that I'm not on mess like at all. Like
Yep.
I messy places just don't do it for me.
Yep.
So I'm a bit like Mo, where it's like, okay, you want people to learn a lesson, but you got to balance that with just what you're comfortable with. So you end up cleaning as a result of that. And luckily in first year, sorry, I got very lucky because most of my housemates were like very mature, as in age as well. I think the youngest person next to me, I was 18 at the time, they were like 24. Like that was the next youngest person.
Was that weird for you? Sorry.
Nah, because they were all like chill on the level. And I think like, I guess you could, I'm not sure if it's whether or not it was me that was mature or them that were immature. But either way, I managed to get on with them like very fine, like on the level. And there was never a thing where I thought about, oh, this person's old. Like they're just like mates. I see them as mates. So yeah. And I think that definitely showed with the way like they kept the kitchen as well. And just in terms of behavior altogether, like we respected each other. And yeah, I got very lucky, as I said before.
Yeah. That's cool. I think a win for me was the accommodation location, because fuck the flat fam. I'm sorry. The location of the accommodation was very convenient, and it ties into what Toby was saying about Newcastle's size. Because Newcastle is so small and well developed, you get all your mainstream stores and you get the mall. Everything is available, walking distance, fam. And that was the biggest thing that I was excited for, because when I went back to Oldham, the bus from Oldham to Manchester is 40 minutes long.
40 minutes? What bus are you taking?
The 81, you know the buses, fam. The 180.
It was less than 30 minutes, bro.
Nah, fam, the bus is long. So then trams as well. Tram, I had to walk to basically get into town was long. So when I came to Newcastle, it was just a godsend, fam. That everything was so close to me. And that's about it. As far as the losses, the flatmate was a loss. That was a big loss. And I just learned that, sure, you get your independence and, you know, you can do what you want, but your living environment has to be good. You have to be around people you genuinely like. You get me?
Yeah.
So, which is the hard part about first year, that you need a good living environment, but you can't really suss it out. You can be like, oh, this accommodation looks nice, but you can't say anything about the people that stay at that accommodation. You get me?
Yeah.
It's the roll of the dice. Because right now, out of 4 of us, 2 of us got shit flatmates, and the other 2 got lucky. You get me? That you can't control that.
Yeah.
And the 3 of us stayed in the same accommodation, and that's what we got. Yeah. So that's what I learned.
But I don't know. For me, I didn't realize the importance of flatmates up until I saw your flat. Then I moved to a different student accommodation in second year. I still lived on. I moved to one in Gateshead. That's when I realized you actually have to be able to talk to people composed. Because I'm not gonna lie, I got to the point I didn't argue. I started reporting them.
You started reporting.
I report my flatmates.
Snitching.
Wow. I was snitching. I was telling, because I realized this is the type of place I can start kicking off with people. And these are the type of, and I've tried talking to them multiple times. They're not the type of people that listen to word. So
what happened when you snitched on these guys?
Oh, these man kept on going. These man got like quite a few warnings from the administration.
Then what happened?
It goes. You can think if you go to a certain point, it goes on university. It goes on your record in university.
Oh,
because mine was the university account.
Oh, okay.
The
What was it called?
Trinity Square.
Oh, Trinity.
So like the one thing I said, the staff there were on job, but just flatmates. Because I got to a point, I came back from Easter. There was cans left on the table. I was like, okay, let me just take care of this. I poured the cans out. Mold was coming out with the beer that was left in the can.
Jesus.
So it was one of them ones that it was mad. And I took a leaf out of Taft's book, what he did when he had his flatmates in first year. Started leaving bins outside the door. Taft told me that trick.
You did that.
I taught you what?
You did that.
Wait, Taff, you left bins outside of
their
doors?
Yeah.
Tom, listen, he's trying to tarnish my public persona right now.
Wow.
I never taught him any of that shit.
No, because I remember that's because what's called it got to a point where I know this guy was filming the bin because
what, you could tell what his rubbish is.
He was always in the kitchen and there's always shit around him, and he was making a mess. So I know most stuff in the bin was his. So I got to the point I actually just started leaving the shit outside his door. As per Taft's instructions.
Also, don't say leave shit out someone's door because something
shit.
else in fucking
Leicester.
We've seen those videos.
Sorry. Not shit. Rubbish. I leave the trash outside the door, and let's like keep that for them to pick them. I was just lucky I had my own shower. But yeah, apart from that, I think we've all for W's. I guess W's was the fact that actually I lucked out. We didn't know Toby was going to be there when we moved in, so we met Toby, met a couple of the guys. So W were the people we met in the building, not enough. For me, my flatmates as well. Yeah, I was very lucky with my flatmates. They're calm people. Yeah,
some advice I would give is like that's a good W that Tom mentioned in terms of mixing with Toby. Like our comm on the first day there, they had not on the first week there, they had like some small events there in their what's it called now? Common room.
Yeah.
So the events were to allow everyone to meet each other. So not everyone from the flats came down, but a good amount of people were there, and like we just ran into Toby and we're like, oh cool, like what's up, man? Oh. And it's been like that since then.
You know what actually wasn't an event that happened that night? I was just there chilling.
He was just there on his rounds. I remember David and them was just playing pool as well.
Yeah,
and I met David and then I obviously met you guys. But yeah, either way, having an accommodation that sort of encourages you to be social is definitely essential. Like the people you meet, I think is more important than the accommodation itself.
Yeah.
For a fact.
Yeah.
But anyway, guys, this has been Sliders Podcast.
Yo.
You have been joined by myself, Tom.
Who's tough? You found it on the pod, aka the champion.
Toby the guy senpai.
And Mo. Make sure that you follow us on our Instagram, sliders_pod. And also to subscribe to our, Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you listen to the podcast.
And our YouTube channel.
And our YouTube channel as well.
Yeah, man. Yeah. It's weird saying that now.
Yeah.
Share with your friends, like, comment, subscribe.
Yeah, man.
all that.
Yeah, and share your uni experiences as well in the comments if you can.
Yeah, if you want to.
Yeah, tell us the worst shit that happened to you at uni and we can react to it.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Just sliding up.